Okay, let's talk about the real estate agent job description and skills, the reality of what it means to be a real estate agent. All right, real estate agents are licensed, obviously, in their respective state or states to help clients buy, sell, lease real property, which may include, if you're qualified, vacant land and commercial property. That's the general job description. However, there are a myriad of tasks, responsibilities, and skills that you must master in order to succeed in the real estate business, which we will be exploring in greater detail throughout this training module. A real estate agent really doesn't have a typical day. Each day will very likely be different depending on the needs and demands of your buyers, sellers, other agents, other professionals. While this freedom to set your schedule and be your own boss probably really appealed to you when you first got into the business, the reality is you're going to discover, if you haven't already, that you will work harder and put in more hours than you ever have in any other job, at least initially, that is. Through this training program, we're going to be encouraging you to be flexible while sticking to a schedule, a proven schedule, and proven strategies that include income-producing activities to build a pipeline of potential clients for short and long-term success. One of our primary goals with this course is to teach you the how, why, and what to do in order to build a profitable and consistent business while avoiding the peaks and valleys so many agents experience. So let's start with this critical concept, and it's really a mindset. I want you to embrace the fact that you are a real estate business owner. Honestly, the best way to do this is to start with an affirmation that says, I am a real estate business owner. Now, the majority of new licensees are transitioning to a real estate career. This could be you. You might have been an employee working for somebody, having a certain job description, and then getting paid, every week, every couple weeks, once a month, whatever it is. And whatever that field of expertise, whatever it is you chose to do before you got your real estate license. But here's the deal. Unless you have previously owned your own company or have been in commission sales only, this transition to real estate business owner requires a major mindset shift. You must truly embrace the entrepreneurial mindset, meaning it's you, Inc. You're your own boss. It's your business. While you may have support and help and training like what we're doing, you have to decide every day that you're going to get up and do what you have to do to be successful. And your success is going to be in direct proportion to what you put into the business. As I said, you have to get up every day, mentally, physically, suit up, as we say. Not necessarily have to be in a suit, but you need to be ready mentally, physically, emotionally, if you will, to do what we have to do in this business. Prepared to get in front of people that want to buy or sell real estate. Statistics for years, and I really don't think it's going to change anytime soon, that says about 75% of new licensees are no longer in the business within 2 years of getting their initial license. I firmly believe this has everything to do with not making that shift from employee to entrepreneur and business owner. In this course, we're going to help you avoid being one of those statistics, but you must be willing to do what it takes to run a commission-based business. Let's talk about a couple things here that you might have seen. And I just want to give you my perspective on this. 30 years in the business, I see this all the time, and I want to give you my best advice. Do you need 6 months of reserves? I know many of you may have heard, you better have 6 months of cash on hand to be able to make it in the real estate business. Now, while I do believe it makes good business sense to have 3 to 6 months of operating capital for your business and living expenses, I truly believe you can make it sooner than 6 months when you follow a plan and consistently work on generating and converting leads. It's so important to get something into escrow if you're a new licensee within the first 90 days so that you can increase your chances of being successful overall. Now, transitioning from part-time to full-time, if this is you, if you've got your license and you're saying, hey, I want to transition to a full-time career, it is going to be so important that you understand these next couple things that I want to share. It's possible, but I want to share with you a couple clear facts. And again, based on my experience. So if it's your plan to start part-time and eventually transition to full-time, number one, you must be willing to work your full-time job and commit at least another 10 to 20 additional hours per week on very targeted activities so that you can start having success in business, including things like connecting with your sphere of influence, holding effective open houses. You've got to basically be willing to do income producing activities even after you've worked this other job. It means it's going to require a sacrifice of what used to be your free time. You have to build a solid pipeline of potential clients, and you're going to need closings before you're going to feel comfortable making the move. Now, I'm just talking about people who are wanting to make the move from part-time to full-time. Many people get a license and they just want to do it as a side gig. That's possible. It's all about what your goals are. I just want you to be aware that it's possible, but you have to be willing to sacrifice your time, which is also going to impact people in your life, but it's possible. But you have to be willing to do what it takes, even be more targeted in the activities that you do, so that you can make that transition eventually. All right, let's talk about some typical tasks and responsibilities of a real estate professional. Well, honestly, I'm not going to sit and read all of these to you, but let's just talk about a few of them. We have a graphic here that really demonstrates how many things that it is that you have to do as the realtor. I always see it like this. As a real estate agent, you're in the center of a transaction, and there are endless tasks of things that you need to be the one ensuring gets done so that your buyer or seller is able to have a successful going into escrow or getting under contract all the way through to a successful close where you give them the keys. If it's the seller, being able to move on to the next purchase. So you're going to do everything providing guidance and assisting your sellers and buyers in marketing their home and purchasing the right property for the right, terms and price. You have to be able to conduct both buyer and seller consultations and qualifying them both to determine what people's wants and needs are. You've got to talk to people about legal requirements and everything related to a fair and honest dealing. You need to be able to prepare comparative market analysis to help a seller and a buyer understand a property's value. Everything that you have to do to display and market your listings to possible buyers. Clearly, and one of the biggest hurdles in the beginning is understanding all the paperwork, disclosures, and contracts that you need for a buyer and a seller transaction. Negotiating contracts, being able to guide your clients from that initial contract all the way to a successful close. Learning to effectively use all the tools and software that's out there that's provided by the company to manage a transaction and maintain a database of contacts. You're going to have a team of other people that you have to collaborate and cooperate with, from appraisers to title and lenders and home inspectors, developing networks with all of these folks, closing attorneys, contractors, to get a deal closed sometimes. Promote your sales through all types of advertisement, generate new business through online, traditional marketing, open houses, listing services. And clearly you have to remain knowledgeable about the real estate market, housing trends, best practices, laws, regulations. Woo! There is a lot to this business, but that's all right. We're going to guide you through all of that. And every time you get out there and put yourself in these selling situations, you gain experience. Knowledge and experience leads to confidence, and it all builds. All right, let's talk about skills to master. I want to walk through these skills, and then later on in a lesson, we will be jumping in and talking about a little bit about how do you hone these skills a little bit more if you need to work on them. First one, communicating and listening. Two very important skills. You've got to set expectations for the way your clients want to communicate. You have to know their preferred method of communicating. Do people want you to text them, email them, call them, a combination thereof? Do they want you to direct message them through a social media? Another key thing in communication is you need to be in control of the messaging, which means be sure you're the one who communicates first with the client. If you're able to get ahead of it and not have people calling you to say, hey, what's going on with our transaction, it's really going to help you create that overall awesome consumer experience, which we're all striving for, because this is what this business is about. It's all about building an experience for your clients that creates what I like to call the 5-star experience, where it results in a 5-star review and they are referring and doing repeat business with you. Your schedule and your availability, how you return calls, emails, and texts, set those expectations with your client as well. The other part of this is listening, active listening. Here's the best thing I can tell you on this. Listen more than you talk. When you're in a one-on-one situation, whether it's in person or via Zoom, for example, make sure you're maintaining eye contact with people. The big difficult part for people who are good in sales is we have a tendency to talk more and not listen. So this is really something a lot of you are going to have to work on. You have to be able to tell the client and have the client really understand that you are hearing them. People want to be heard. And half of us will be, maybe even more than us, I speak from personal experience, this is one I work on all the time. I have a tendency to want to solve everybody's problems, so they're talking to me and I'm already in my mind formulating what I'm going to say back to them. That means you're not listening to them. The true test of active listening is that you're able to convey back to the client what you heard and that you're understood. Next, prospecting and converting. Honestly, role-playing is going to be the best way, practicing your skill in role-playing and learning scripts, which we'll be covering throughout this entire course. You have to keep honing and working on it. You have to learn how all the various ways to reach out and attract business and lead generate. Trust me, we'll be covering that. But to survive and thrive in this business, you must prospect. You must engage in income-producing activities on a daily basis, consistently. That's what I mean, daily, so that you can build and nurture a pipeline of leads. Now, just a little caveat about online lead generation. Let's just set the expectation now. If you are lead generating online, you're going to need a high volume of leads, of contacts. The national average is dismal. The national average conversion rate for internet leads is 2 to 3%. That means if you worked 100 internet leads and met the national average, over time, you'd close 2 to 3 transactions. That doesn't seem like a lot. If you really work a great system, which we'll be working with you and showing you, I think you can get that to 5 to 8%, but it really requires leveraging a CRM, following a very prescribed process, making enough connections and showing value that you'll eventually turn those leads into transactions. A couple reasons why. There's a lot of people looking online 6 months to a year before they even decide to buy. More on that later, but just know prospecting and converting leads is crazy important in this business, and we're going to need to really work on that skill. Will help you together. Next up is presenting and negotiating. You have to be able to practice and really master a buyer and a seller presentation, being able to handle all the common objections that buyers and sellers have. As a matter of fact, I firmly believe when you do an amazing professional presentation to a buyer and a seller, a consultation, if you will handle most common objections. We're going to show you how to do that as well. Collaborative deal making is also something that I like I'm bringing up now. This is a great negotiation technique of finding the win-win, and more on that later. All right, next skill to master is organization. If you are not an organized person, you're going to have to work on this. There are too many moving parts in the real estate business. You'll be dropping balls if you don't set up a great organization system. And it starts with ways that you can keep track of your transactions, building systems that we'll be sharing with you, checklists, so you can pay attention to detail and understand what do you need to do next. Don't rely on just knowing what's up here in your head. All right, the next skill area to master is problem solving and conflict resolution. Listen, most transactions are going to require some level of resolving a problem or issue. Every once in a while, you get a very beautiful, smooth transaction, but for the most part, there's always little things to work out. There's always more than one solution to a problem. The key is going to be to find the win-win. All right, handling stress, another area that you're going to have to really work on. Stress is real in this business with the long hours, dealing with high stress situations, not only for you, but your clients are stressed and you're absorbing that. And one of the bigger stressors for us is not knowing 100% when you're going to get paid or even if you're going to get paid. Managing your schedule and establishing systems for your business is going to help reduce your stress level. Plus, discovering healthy ways to manage stress that work for you, like a morning routine and mindfulness or meditation, eating healthy, drink plenty of water, getting adequate sleep, exercising regularly. These are all things that you're going to have to work on, and we're going to help you with that in some upcoming lessons.